So yesterday, our band of judges judged over 300 new products at Glee this year, which is fantastic news because it means the number of new products at Glee is back up to the levels we were in 2019. And I can actually say that I think this year's quality of the new products is even higher than we had in 2019. So they judged them all, and then they chose the shortlists. They gave scores to all the products, shortlist, top 3 or 4, depending on how it went in each category. And you come along pitch. We pitched about 5 categories yesterday afternoon, and we do the rest today. Can I just introduce the judges to everybody? We have Jill Ormrod from Rosebourne Garden Centres, Elliot Kirby from the RHS, Roger Crooks from Pew's Garden Centres, Andy Bunker, Alton Garden Centre, Lily Matthews from primrose.co.uk, Neil Gow, retired garden centre owner, and Sage on the judging panel. Mel Livingstone from Frongoch, and our head judge is Ian Hodgson from Garden News, editor-at-large at Garden News. So, today we start off with the category of garden decoration, and our first product we asked to be pitched to the judges is Hydra Life with the Hydra fountain kit. Come on stage.
Attention, please check out the fire, grill and chill area outside at the back of Hall Trade.
It's a good job we haven't started just yet, isn't it? No, you've got a microphone here. So what was your name?
Simon.
Simon from Hydra Life.
Joel.
Oh, Joel, you have 2 minutes, and I'll cut you off at 2 minutes to talk about your product.
Thank you. So we're here today to present Hydra. It's the world's first fountain kit. It enables you to turn any plant container into a fountain in minutes. The great aspects of this product are that it's easy to assemble. Hopefully, Joel is going to demonstrate that here. It only takes a few minutes. Thank you, Joel.
Hopefully it takes less than 2.
It's easy to assemble. It is incredibly versatile, so you'll notice that it has no cords, no solar. That means you can use it anywhere, anytime, indoors or out. It is versatile, and it is also unique, so you can create your own fountain out of anything you want, and you can decorate it in any which way you like. It also is incredibly reliable, so it has incredible battery runtime. So we spent a long time, 3 years in fact, developing the batteries for this. And it will run for 150 hours straight, or using a 2-hour timer or 1-hour timer, you could use it, say you choose 2 hours a day, it'll last for 2 months or more on a single charge, and there you go. So if I could just quickly demonstrate this. You have power controls, so it'll go all over the place if you want. You have LEDs, and you also have timer controls. I'll just put that down on low. Thank you, Joel. From a garden centre point of view, it is, of course, a new product, and it turns all your plant pot ranges into potential fountains. It's competitively priced at £199. That's competitive with any corded feature. We've proven its retail value recently at Gardeners World Live, where we sold £50,000 worth in 3 days. What else do we have to say? It's got a small retail footprint. It has upselling opportunities, so you can sell planters with it, pot toppers, and even the filler. It's experiential as well. So you can demonstrate it in your garden centres, which is great to draw people in, and you can show how you can design your own fountain in minutes out of any of the planters you have in your garden centre. That's 2 minutes.
That's
done.
2 minutes, yeah.
Thank you.
Well done. Hang on to the microphone.
There you go.
So, I can sense some questions coming here from the judges. Or have you just stunned and amazed?
This is a fantastic product, well done.
Thank you.
It's really impressive. How do you inform the users about water levels? I mean, obviously some of the pots might be very porous, and others are ceramic. And
This has a self-contained reservoir.
right.
So it doesn't matter if the pot is porous or it's got a hole in the bottom. The reservoir itself contains 7 litres of water. You will need to top it up, of course, if you're using it outside, because there will be evaporation.
Yeah.
Indoors, of course, there's less evaporation.
Okay, so you're just telling people on the instructions about...
We have a lot of video content,
Right.
which is accessible for
useful.
QR codes, but we do believe that in launching this product, because it's new technology, it does require an experiential moment in the garden centres. Demos would be fantastic. After a while, people will begin to recognize this new technology and they'll know what it is.
And pardon me, but what was the RRP on this?
$199.99.
Okay, right, thank you.
Andy?
I take it you're going to pimp up the box a little bit?
We have a full colour sleeve for it. Yeah, I mean, we launched only this month. We launched online. That box is designed to denote that it's a high-tech product, you know, not at all influenced by Apple, this box, but it is a useful box for people to keep all their components in. It comes with a cleaning kit and lots of other accessories, and we encourage people to keep that box and to store their
Did I see a
accessories
little spirit level in there?
It has a spirit level in it, yes. If you're planting in a larger planter, you know, you might be using perlite or some other planting medium, and leveling it, of course, will be important, so we provide a spirit level.
And where do you see the main market in aquatics, or hopefully not going to put too many online?
No, we see the main market in planters. Yeah. Turning planters into fountains.
I'm talking about the retail angle. Good retailers retailing it, not, online, too much volume. Yeah, I'm talking about, obviously, something like that is open to price reduction, let's say, retail.
Well, this is a patented product.
Right.
So from our point of view, it'll be very difficult for anybody to compete with it.
What I mean to say is that that's a good product in garden centres.
Yeah.
And at that price, obviously, we want a reasonable margin, but we want to see it carved up on the price.
Oh, well, obviously, we'll be maintaining that price at that level. Yeah. And anybody who's buying it will give price assurances too.
Mel?
Whereabouts is the battery and how do you replace it? I didn't see where it was in the thing. I'm just interested.
Okay, so the battery is contained in the self-contained unit. So I will just disassemble this so you can see it. The battery is removable for recycling purposes. In fact, the whole product is fully recyclable. This gives me a moment here to explain that our packaging is recyclable and actually mostly made from recycled material. Thank you for that. But the batteries have a 500 cycle lifetime, which is about 5 years of continuous use. So you don't need to worry about the rechargeable batteries. They're contained, sealed within this product.
And are they batteries that we get replacements of from you, or are they readily available elsewhere? Is it a special battery?
There are unique rechargeable batteries. You shouldn't need to replace them. They'll last for over 5 years of continuous use. These are very impressive batteries.
So I can recharge it just in a normal recharging unit, or, okay.
You recharge it with a Mag Connect special point.
Marvellous.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Ooh, I'm happy now.
Do dry it first,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, thank you, Joel.
Okay, thank you. It only comes in one size, so what size? You can only sell it at the moment to go in that size of pot.
Well, you can put in any size plant you want as long as it's wider than 30 centimetres.
Right, okay.
And all you would do is just plant around it and decorate around it.
Yes.
Obviously, using the fountain, though, you wouldn't want to use the spray on high because water would go beyond the collective pool and that would drain out. Do we have plans to produce bigger containers as accessories? Yes, we do.
Okay, right.
So, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. Well done. Okay, happy with that, judges? No? Right, we'll just give them a few minutes to clear the stage. Our next product. Well, do you want to bring your product up? The next product on stage is the Keep Safe Parcel Store from Zest. Are you going to bring it on stage? Yeah? Come on then. We're getting good product demos today, guys. We're being treated. Paul, you have 2 minutes, starting from now.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me along again today.
Thank you.
I'm Paul from Zest, and I'm here to introduce a new product for 2023, which is the Keep Safe Parcel Store. This is a product which we've designed in Saltney at our head office in Saltney in our design studio to take advantage of, again, a trend which is very big at the moment in terms of home delivery. And if you're out at work during the daytime, you need somewhere safe for the parcel to be delivered. This hopefully offers an opportunity and an option for your DPD driver or the delivery courier to drop the parcel in a safe, contained unit, which also is something which you can then communicate hopefully to the driver as well, or to the company delivering or the courier before they arrive. So once again, just to remind you, it's made of FSC certified timber, which means it's from a very well-managed source. So all the timber that we're using for this product is very environmentally friendly. And the way the product works is the driver will arrive, he or she will arrive with the parcel. The top of the lid, which of course is showerproof, it's not fully watertight, but it is showerproof, and tannalized timber will open.
You want me to hold it
Thank
up?
you, Trevor. Then that lifts, you probably can't see it, but there's a shelf there in the unit, which then the parcel is placed onto that shelf, and as the product is then, so as the shelf of the lid is actually dropped down, the parcel itself drops inside the secure box below. So on this side, we have a lockable door. So when you then return home, you've then got access to your parcel, so it's nice and safe and clean and tidy, rather than just being left on the doorstep. The door is a feature of the item, which means it can either go on either side. So if you had it up against a wall, depending on where that wall was, the door will go into that position.
The alarm's not ringing, but you've had 2 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Not ringing out over the PA system. Questions, guys? Go on, a question. Rog, Mel?
That's Mel.
I might want to bolt that to a wall.
Yes?
Which part of that structure would I use to put the bolt
it to the
through?
wall. Right, okay, it's a very good question. Thank you, Mel. You could do one of two things, really. You could either, because the product becomes flat packed, as you're building it, you could actually screw through the timber, raw plug the wall, and screw it directly to the wall through the timber itself, which would make it very, very safe. Alternatively, again, I think we mentioned yesterday about L brackets, so galvanized steel L brackets. You'd screw them to the side of the timber, probably top and bottom, and then screw that to the wall. But again, it would need to be raw plugged in.
It would have
Good
to be
question.
offset, because offset from the wall if you screwed it at the back. Yeah. But you
Yeah.
could do. Yeah.
Good question, thank you.
Andy?
Yeah,
Andy?
really nice product, Paul. Like it.
Thank you.
Where do you see it pitching at retail, roughly?
That's, again, thank you for mentioning that, because I forgot to mention that. Roughly £100, £110, so 40% margin is where the margin is in a retail environment, so about £110. We do another alternative as well, which is similar to this, slightly smaller, but has a flower container on the front, a planter on the front, just to make it a little bit more decorative. We see this as probably being the best seller out of the two.
Okay. Yes?
Thank you very much.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Moving right on. Can we have, is it Fleur's going to come up from Smart to present to us the Smart Solar Tri-Sol Limelight. Fleur, you have 2 minutes to impress the judges.
You need to let me know, because otherwise I'll struggle a long time.
It tells you there.
Oh, I didn't say that there.
Yeah? Go.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. So I'm here today to present the Tri-Sol Limelight, and we've introduced this product to market because it's carrying on from the trend we're seeing as the solar market continues to mature. We're seeing a move away from the entry-level marker lights into consumers wanting more statement pieces for their garden, and they want. Oh, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. And they're looking to bring the indoor style outdoors. So we've got this statement piece. It's 1 metre tall, as you can see. It's got the antique brushed gold finish. It's got this lovely gold inside, which refracts the light. We've got a very, very on-trend double filament LED lighting effect, which you can see there. It will appeal to young and old consumers alike with the vintage look. The lovely wing nuts appeal to that as well. You can see that the top moves up and down. I can't show that now because they've screwed the wing nuts on too tightly, but trust me, it does. It's a KD format, so it comes in 3 pieces. You've got the top and then the 2 legs. As you can see here, it's in full colour box packaging, so it's fantastic for garden centre sales. It's priced at a really, really keen price of $29.99, so it's great for volume promotions and plinth promotions. You can obviously see that it's good for multi-buys, people buying 2 or 3 pieces to go in their borders, their alfresco dining, patios, that sort of thing. And actually, Trevor, unbelievably, I've finished with 23 seconds to go.
Which is wonderful.
Which never
Thank you
happens. Okay?
Well done, Fleur.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah. Questions, guys? Rogers.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah, go on.
I feel like I'm asking this question to too many new products. I'm just wondering, it looks great, well done, and I can see it selling, and I can see I could push those points down into a lawn, and it would be
Yes.
nice and stable.
Yes.
On a patio in South Wales, I've got a funny feeling that that's going to catch the wind and possibly blow over. So I'm just wondering how stable it would be in a high wind, and if there's some way of anchoring it.
Okay, it is quite stable. It's got a little bit of weight to it, particularly under here. So it's got a bolt format rather than so it's got some weight in here. The other thing we've changed, whilst buyers of a lot of smart garden products know that we have a lot of glass, actually we've changed this to a plastic bulb. So even if it were to tip over, that it wouldn't break. It's also very, very durable powder coated steel as well, with a nice gold finish on.
So they need to take up a paving slab.
Take paving slab or drop it in.
Do we have any non-Welsh questions? Non-Welsh windy
questions.
No? No?
Okay.
Yeah? Good? Okay.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Fleur. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right, first category down. We're next on to garden growing containers. And I'm going to, on order I've got here, the first product to be pitched is the Eco-Made Ocean Reclaim Planter from Woodlodge Products. Andrew. Andrew, you have 2 minutes on your eco planter.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting me on. Woodlodge is trying to change the way that we garden. There's around about 30 million tons of plastic that is dumped into the ocean and the environment every year. 11% of that comes from marine waste. We're working with a company who specialises in green plastics. They basically buy trawls, nets, and fishing nets, and reprocesses those into plastics. Each of these products is made of about 96% of recycled plastic. It's then we've then got a UV stabiliser and a colour to produce the planters. They'll come in 2 different types. We'll have a cylinder and we'll have a square. Cylinder will retail for $17.99. The square will retail for $29.99. Other advantage is the product is going to be produced in the UK, so it's made in Glastonbury, further cutting down the carbon footprint of the product as well. This will all be backed up by a huge amount of consumer POS as well, to actually educate the consumer on the product and why they should be buying it. It'll come in a variety of colours. If you come over to the stand, you can see that we've got a wall of colours there, and we're looking for, this is going to be the first part of the range. We've got other products that are coming on online. Other things that the product has, it has a removable rim, which allows you for easy potting on. Thank you very much.
Sorry, what does the removable rim do?
Sorry, it's for easy potting on.
Easy for potting on?
Yeah, so you can take the rim off, pot in.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I have that problem often. I didn't realise there was a solution to it. Any questions for Andrew?
Why did you bring the most boring colour of pot with you?
I didn't want to detract from the colourful display we have over there for the amount of people we've got to come to see it.
But that's an interesting question. Is it been easy to get the different colours using the recycled plastic?
Yeah.
Yeah?
There's been no problem at all. If you come over, we've got an absolute wall of colour over there. Thank you very much indeed.
Are there any holes in the bottom of the pot or not?
Yes, there will be 4 holes in the bottom. These literally came off the mould on Thursday.
Okay.
That's new.
That's brilliant. Thank you. No.
And are you going to make pot feet in the same recycled plastic?
Who can tell where this project will lead, Trevor?
Good.
Andy.
It is just quite interesting because what I think drew all the judges to it was the blue.
Was it?
Yeah. I think that was why, there's black, there's black, there's black. Oh, suddenly there's blue, and that's if we'd have had that on there, you might not be staying there.
Okay. Thank you.
There you go. That's good feedback.
Don't put the holes in the bottom because
Okay.
we think they're absolutely cracking as houseplant cover pots.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So actually, it's quite easy for the customer to put the hole in the bottom themselves, and then we've got dual purpose, indoor and outdoor. Because I
wonderful.
really want them in the houseplant section.
Lovely. Thank you for the feedback. That's really useful.
So do you do white ones?
We can do white ones.
Good. Okay. Right. For houseplant, because a lot of houseplants, people will want white in their house. So yeah.
Also,
Okay.
price-wise, houseplants generally are so much more expensive. People come into the outside plant area to buy a pot that's not, far more better priced than some of the inside lines.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Good. Well, there you go. You got some.
I would endorse
Hang
about
on.
not putting the holes in the bottom, but one of the things that does concern me a little bit using it as an outdoor container is it's a very flat bottom. If you just put holes in that, unless you have pot feet underneath it, it's not going to drain if it's sitting on a hard surface.
Yeah.
So that's something that, I'm being constructive, hopefully.
Yeah, very much so.
Not critical, because I think it's a good-looking product, but I just want to see some shaping or something to it so that it stands proud of the patio if it's on a hard surface.
Wonderful. Thank you, Neil.
Brilliant. Well done.
Thank you all very much.
Andrew. Thank you. How much are we going to charge for this sales advice, this product development advice we're giving, guys? Normal rates. Okay, right. Right, next, in the garden growing containers, we have Clever Pots to present the Clever Pots Downpipe Pot Orchid. I think there's a very relevance about the orchid, isn't there? And then we have Oliver and Nicole. Oliver and Nicole, you have 2 minutes to talk about your downpipe pot.
Hi everyone, I'm Ollie, and I'm the lead designer on the Downpipe Pot, which is part of the Clever Pots range.
Yeah.
So basically I've got a super small garden, keen gardener, can't actually find enough space to garden. So actually I was sort of looking around, where can I add more space in my garden? And the downpipe kind of really appealed as a structure you could actually use to grow. So we kind of come up with the downpipe pot. So actually it fits over existing downpipes and soil pipes, so all UK standard pipes. And we also kind of looked at how you can actually help garden. So we actually put a reservoir inside it as well, so constant hydration. It's got an overflow, so actually it means it won't get overwatered. So yeah, it's about really adding that small space gardening, but also helping the garden as well. It's made from 30% recycled plastic, and yeah, you've got overflow holes in the bottom as well. So if someone wanted, they could pierce through and actually create that drainage as well. 43 seconds to go. And I think it's worth noting as well that this wasn't just my kind of thoughts on what I needed from garden. We actually validated this with a lot of customers as well. So we had a lot of customer groups. We spoke to them and really identified this as a problem. So it's available in 3 colours. We've got charcoal, orchid and sage. And that's, again, chosen by the customers themselves. Is there any questions?
Yeah, good, thank you. Let's open floor to the questions from the audience, from the judges.
Usual question, suggested price?
Go on.
It's £7, but it's made to be accessible for everyone.
£7 cost?
£7 RRP.
RRP?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Were you not expecting £7, Andy?
No, I saw £7 on the list, but I was curious whether it's cost or retail.
Right, okay.
That's the retail price, but it is made to be accessible for everyone at this price point. Because it is so durable and it's so well made, it's UV colour protected as well, so it's a great, solid product. And it comes with the hydration as well inside.
Rog?
That's a sharp retail price, I think we all agree. Looking at it, looks great idea. We can all see the opportunity. I would probably, in my garden, be looking at a different colour, and I would also be interested to see if you do a larger version, because that would soon, my plants would soon outgrow that. So.
Yeah, so the back bit's made to fit all standard downpipes, so this is this lot, but the bigger pot, it could be something that could be considered in future, but it's available in charcoal and sage as well, really to brighten that outdoor space.
Great.
Are you going to make any recommendations on the type of compost that you might use? Because the bigger the pot, if you start putting John Innes in there, it's going to be quite weighty.
Yeah, sure. So really, I mean, we're looking at like peat-free, where, but anything that really holds that moisture. But with the hydration at the bottom, you don't necessarily need quite as water-retentive compost as you would traditionally.
Okay,
Good.
you.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to Clever Pots. So the next category we have is Cotswol. This is Cotswol timber products. Are they here? Yeah, come on up. You've got 2 minutes, starting from now. No, not yet. Come on. You haven't brought your product over to demonstrate it.
It's 100 kilograms and I'm not that strong.
You have anyway. You have. What's your name?
Dean.
Dean from Cotswol Timber Products. Going to 2 minutes to talk about his Kensington double wheelie bin storage.
Very exciting. Have you all seen it is the big question. Good, that's the main thing. First things first, as I don't have it, there is going to be a bit of participant interaction. So who here has a wheelie bin? Put your hands up if you've got a wheelie bin. And who here, when they go out and put the rubbish, likes the look of their wheelie bin? 2. We did well. We have been working with wheelie bin storage for ages right now, and we know that they're very functional at the moment. They look nice, they're functional, and they do their job. However, they're not beautiful. They don't add anything to your garden. It looks like a shed, it looks like a garden store, and that's why we came up with the planter roof living top. It is amazing to add space to your garden. It means that people who have very, very small gardens have to put the wheelie bins in there, have a little bit of space to pop some plants in there. I hope you like the herb garden that we've got in there. It means that now you're not going to have to go to Tesco every 5 minutes and buy some herbs for that curry you're trying to make. All you need to do is go out to the garden. It removes the smell of the bins. Nobody likes the smell of their bins. I've not found anybody who said, you know what, I really like that bin smell, can have it in my car. Nobody's ever said that. The coriander and whatever you want to put in it, it really adds a dynamic smell to it. Removes the smell of the bins, and it's a really great new product for it. We think it's perfect for the urban jungle. It means that anybody can now have a garden, no matter if you live on a balcony, no matter if you live in a acres of garden. Ultimately, everybody has a wheelie bin, but nobody likes their wheelie bins, so why not make it beautiful?
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Well done, Dean. Thank you. Stay there, because I'm sure the judges might have a few questions to ask.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit how this product actually is going to be merchandised? Is it going to be flat packed?
Yes.
And also, does it come with the liner to stop the compost kind of seeping through into the bins beneath?
Of course. So at the moment it's delivered flat packed unless it's a single version. So a single version is delivered assembled on a pallet. It is quite light without all the compost and everything in it. However, the reason I don't have it here today is with the compost, water and plants in there, it really is it's quite a heavy unit, so it's not going to go anywhere. So it's delivered flat packed, but it is the most easy assembly wheelie bin store we sell. We have 3 different versions, and by far and away it is the easiest to assemble. The double that you've seen already, we do it in different sizes, is 5 panels, and it is a sum total of 10 screws to put together. It is not going to be, the IKEA furniture that takes 2 hours to put together. It is going to stay there for a long time, and it doesn't take you long to assemble at all. It does also come with the liner. That one has a thin membrane and a sloped roof. So the roof at the top isn't flat. It's got a 5-degree angle on it. So if it excess water, it snows or rains, plants can take in what they need, but it will flow out the back.
The rooting depth is what, about 4 inches?
It is 2 inches at the front and 3 inches at the back.
Okay.
So it's not...
That's quite thin.
It is, but it is good for climbers and alpines, and you can get a few herbs in there at the back.
Yeah, and also kind of ferns and heucheras and things for shady spots, because most bins are actually kind of in shady spots.
We actually have quite a few people who have their bins around in the Cotswolds, we found, in front of their windows, so they do get some sunlight depending on where it is. So they have that, and the height is usually pretty good to fit underneath most windows.
Okay, good. Any other questions? No windy Wales questions for this one?
I was worried about that. That's why I mentioned the 100 kilograms. I've been listening. I've got my research in.
No, I'm not convinced it's going to blow away in the wind. It looks great. We can all see the need. I would share perhaps the concern about how after 6 months some plants would struggle in that depth of soil. So I think for planting it up for today, you put probably more plants in than would practically work in the long term.
Yeah.
But minor point. What about in the long term, the weight of that and the kind of the support struts? You know, have you kind of left it out? You know, do we know how that roof is going to cope with continued weight from wet compost? Is it going to start to sag in the middle or something?
So on the first point, we have the one on our stand. We have had planted up for 6 months at the moment, and it has done reasonably well. They've not died. Just needs a little bit of deadheading every now and then. And we have, I think it was only one plant that didn't do particularly well, and we've got lavender and mint, and they've done reasonably well so far. But it's been in the warehouse and out in the sun. It is braced underneath. So although it's slated underneath, there is a brace around the side that should hold the weight. We are quite confident that it's going to be able to cope with the changing seasons and as the wood swells and contracts.
Before somebody else asks, can you just remind us of the retail?
It's £350.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Okay, thank you very much, Dean.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, well done. And the last product in the garden growing containers is Baris, who are going to present their tiered planters. All right? Yeah. Ian. Tracy's going to do it. Ian's delegated to Tracy. Tracy, you have 2 minutes on the tiered planters.
Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for the opportunity today. As a sales manager, I'm going to really keep my eye on the clock because I'm going to struggle to keep inside 2 minutes because all we like to do is talk. So I'm going to keep one eye on there. The first thing, when we looked at doing the tiered planters, we discovered that during the pandemic, everybody wanted to use their outside space, regardless of how big or how small it was. If you've got quite a small outside space and you start using a lot of area, you kind of go, where do we go with it? So with the tiered planters, the easiest way is you go up. And you can keep going up, up, up. So what we've done on the stand, if you come and have a look at us, is we've done some that are based at 3s, some at 5s, some at 8s, and keep going. The planters themselves, as you can see, they've got 3 little pockets for planting, and they've got the drainage holes in the bottom. They stack really easily inside each other, so they're nice and stable. The small ones have got a 6-litre capacity, the large ones have got a 17-litre capacity. You can do. A lot of people think that the small ones are just for strawberries, so they've only got that 6-week window. What we looked at was doing herbs, doing spring bedding, doing alpines, succulents. We've got loads and loads of different things on the stand. They're all made from 100% recycled plastic. They are 100% recyclable, and they're made in the UK. So they've got a really nice small carbon footprint because they're just coming from further up north, so everything is ticking the boxes that people want to hear. When we looked at a display solution, we've got a really nice graphicked up planter so customers know exactly what to do with them. They don't just look at them and go, oh, it's strawberries, it's not going to last. We've done lots of different plants, lots of different photography, and now I'm running out of time.
Brilliant. Thank you. Well done. You hang on to that because there'll be some questions. There's always a question or... No?
Use heavier compost.
Yeah, use a proper compost, Rod, you'll be all right.
$5.99 on the small one retail, $9.99 on the large one retail.
Is that each, or are they sold in sets? Or
Each, because your customer can then do them as 3s or 5s, however they want to do them. We've planted them up at different levels so people can see, and a lot of people are replicating those in their garden centres.
are the sizes interchangeable? You know, can you put a small one on top of a big one? No.
And do they come in different colours?
They don't. So we've gone for the 100% recycled materials, and if you don't put any virgin plastic in at all, so with recycled materials, you can put a small amount of virgin plastic in to get a colour.
Yes.
We've gone for 100% recycled, so you get the really on-trend grey colour.
And does the point of sale emphasise the 100% recycled material?
We're working on the point of sale, so it's constantly evolving.
Right, okay.
We were waiting for the final tick on everything to make sure that we've got all our ducks in a row before, because it's a big statement to make.
Good. Good. Anything else?
I haven't really kind of worked this out, and I guess we won't know until we've planted it up, but I suspect what will happen is that plants on the top are going to dry out much more quickly than plants at the bottom, and when you water the plants at the top, there's a danger that they're going to drain into the plants in the bottom, and you end up with very wet plants on the bottom and dryish plants on the top.
Yeah, I can understand what you're saying. So when we've planted, so we've done one on the stand of the big one that's 8 high, and I think you find we've checked it every day as we've been going through it, and if you, as you water in with anything, any type of tiered planter, if you're just very careful, and obviously you water more at the top, less at the bottom, a lot of the time you don't need to. Because of how the drainage holes are, they will just naturally go in, but they're here, which is where it's going on to the next one. So it won't automatically all run into the one below. Some of it will come out if there is excess water.
When's it ready from?
Sorry?
When's it available?
It's in the garden centres now.
Can you consider doing Corex display for outside? Because I can see it sitting next to alpines and the herbs in the plant area. Quite a lot of companies overlook that. You know, it's cardboard. It's as soon as we water the strawberries and you throw it away. But
it is. We went with the cardboard one, so we went with a UK manufacturer for the cardboard display because it's fully recyclable as well. So it's that sustainable message. Again, we're looking at other options to keep all the garden centres happy.
Okay, brilliant. Good. Thank you very much. Well done. Yeah, well done. And that is garden growing containers. Guys, we've got some difficult decisions to make later on, haven't we? Wow. I have to say, the quality of the new products this year is just a really, and the amount, just across the industry actually, the amount of R&D that's been going on in the last 9 months is tremendous. Very, very good. So we now move on to landscaping and garden buildings. And first of all, we have Meadowview Stone to talk about their Alpine collection in large bags. Come on, Sarah.
Just stick these on. Here.
They don't look very heavy.
No, they're very light, Trevor.
I thought you were going to be
Make
struggling.
It look very strong if you pick one of them up.
There you go. You have 2 minutes to talk the judges through your Alpine collection in large bags.
Okay, guys, thanks for this opportunity. We noticed there was a gap in the market for a smaller grade decorative chipping in a 6mm grade. There seems to be a lot of 14 to 20mm chippings out there, and knowing that there's a big increase in alpine plants, cacti and succulents, the 20mm grades tend to be a bit big when you're looking to complement them against the plants in the smaller size alpine gardens. The 6mm range is suited to a wide range of applications, from pot topping to rockeries and alpine gardens. Also for Zen gardens, you can rake the product to create a wave effect in the area around rockery stones. We then decided, because there was little choice available, we've come together with 6 products within the range, 2 of which are UK sourced, 4 of which are European exclusive products which are supplied washed. These basically fit around nice pieces of rockery, fill the gaps around paving as well, for splash strips up the sides of houses where the paving can't quite fit close to the house. So there are a multitude of uses that they can be used for. The European products retail at $8.99, 2 for $17, and the UK products retail at $6.99, 2 for $12. They're also suitable for terrariums, multiple uses for pot topping, troughs, little alpine gardens, etc. Any questions, anybody?
As always, price suggested.
Sorry?
Suggested price, sorry. Suggested retail.
So the retail of the UK ones are £6.99 2 for 12, and the European ones are £8.99 2 for 17. I think in the past a lot of people have tended to use horticultural grits for these similar kind of applications, and you've got a very limited option. So the demand for something a little bit more decorative is what we recognised was the gap for. 6 mil, around 3 to 8, 6 mil, 20 kilos.
Rog,
For
you're
what
not going
it's-
to ask about blow it,
Yeah,
blow
I think-
away
I
in
think-
Wales again, are you?
But I've also got a wife in Wales, and she would love this stuff. In fact, she was looking for it last week. Do you look at a smaller bag as well?
Yeah, we do a 10 kilo range, which is very successful, and we've seen increases of 10% year on year in the 10 kilo category, which has obviously given us the strength to then launch the 20 kilo range.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? No? Okay, what we're going to do, because you're coming back again in a minute, but we're going to ask Prima to come up and do their product so you can go and gather yourself for the... So the next product in garden landscaping and buildings is Jenny and the team from Prima are going to come and talk about their recycled... Oh, you've got the mic. Good. I wondered where that had gone.
Sarah walked off with it.
Sarah and Jenny, you have 2 minutes to talk about the recycled rubber mower edge border, but you've done this loads of time before, haven't you? You're a regular on the Glee pitching. Go for it.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you for shortlisting us. We really appreciate the exposure on our product again. So I think you all know by now what Prima do. We're recycled rubber. We produce a range of garden borders, and this is our latest edition. We call it the Mower Edge, and the reason we do that is because everybody hates the job of mowing up against the garden borders or the edging or the fencing and having that unsightly higher area of grass that you either have to trim by hand or get the trimmer out for. So this border has been designed in an L shape with a scallop face. The grass or the aggregate or whatever landscape is next to it is designed to butt up to the flat L shape. And then your mower is designed to put its wheel onto the flat edge, so the blades can allow it to cut the grass right up to the edge of the border. Just like all our other borders in the range, and it's staked through in the same way, so through the pre-drilled holes. And again, like our other borders, it will create a curve in your curved line. So depending on, it can be fine for linear lines, but it will also curve to whatever the sort of scope of your garden is. We've developed a new merchandising kit for this year because we feel it needs its own story, and the consumers need to understand what it does and how it's working. So we've created a crate-like format that's going to hold approximately 60 to 70 of the units with a really good POS backboard that explains to the consumer how this works. Borders are generally purchased in between 8 and 10 units, so what we don't want is centres having a busy weekend and then there being nothing left. So we're trying to keep the stock fill relatively high so that we can accommodate all customers in those busy weekends. It's available at the moment in grey and earth, which are our two best-selling colours. Grey's definitely been the predominant colour for the last few years, but a lot of people are enjoying the earth tones as well. And its retail price is set to be around $19.99 for the length. They're 1.2 metres long. Every length comes with its own pack of stakes. I'll stop there, Trevor.
Stop there, and I'm sure though they'll ask some questions. Neil.
How tight a curve will it actually go into?
Because it's an L shape, it is a little bit more restrictive than some of our other borders that are flat profiles, but it will create gentle curves. You can't obviously, some of our other borders will produce almost tree circle curves, but this one won't because of the L-shaped bottom.
To get a kind of tighter curve, could you actually cut it, or is it not easy to cut?
You can. So where the slices are in the flat, you could cut into those, and it would just release the actual pressure in the molded shape. It wouldn't affect the usage of the mower going over, really, as long as your mower will follow the lines. Obviously, it is designed to sort of take away the ability to have to trim. If you've got really tight curves, the mower might actually not get around them. So you need to bear that in mind, how curvature it is.
And how long, what's the durability of this product? How long will it last?
The durability?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of customers ask us that, and what we always say to them is think of the life of a tyre. So tyres are virtually indestructible, and that's one of the reasons they are a problem in the environment. They take thousands of years to decompose. We offer a guarantee of 5 years on our products, but ultimately, these products won't rot, they don't crack, they won't fade. You can't really destroy them.
So it's a product for life.
It is. It's not always good for repeat sales.
Roger. Yeah,
Really useful.
staked through the
Thank
yeah,
you,
right.
thank you, Trevor. Yes, that's. Just occurred to me it was really useful to see your demonstration because I hadn't quite worked out the detail on when I saw it on the stand, and it just occurred to me that with the best will in the world, your POS isn't going to be as effective as. So basically, my question is, do you want a weekend job? No, actually, what I'm just thinking is, and it's the same for some of these other guys that are presenting some of these fantastic stories. I think video display units, would be. I know it's expensive, but we're seeing more and more of those appearing on products like this.
And absolutely, that's a great idea. I mean, every centre is a bit different depending on, what staff are in those areas and who explains the product. We will do the best job we can with the POS, and we have done. Our products are a relatively new concept, really, in the last sort of 5 years, and it has taken us a long time to understand what the customer needs to be educated on. So we'll do the very best we can, but absolutely, we wouldn't not consider supporting with materials like TVs. Yeah. There is lots of support also, a lot of YouTube and online videos that, again, we can reference people to.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jenny. Well done. Right, so we have one more product in garden landscaping buildings. I must apologise, we're running a little bit late because the products have been demonstrated so well and the judges have asked loads of questions, but that'll carry on, so we haven't missed anybody yet. So the last product in landscape and garden buildings that was shortlisted is Sarah and Jess are going to come back and talk to us from Meadowview Stone about Potstar's outdoor living collection.
So sorry guys, I'm here again. We noticed there was, in our collection, we do a large range of 20 kilo bags. We also do a range of 10 kilo bags, and we do a 1 kilo houseplant category. We thought there was a gap for something to sit in between the 1 kilo and the 10 kilo category. So we've launched this 3 kilo pouch style bag to go into the outdoor pot topping range. We have 2 slates and 4 pebbles, all of different sizes, colours and textures to dress the pots, troughs, borders, beds. Some can be used in the aquatics, which we will state on the packaging if it is going to be fish friendly. Some of the products are supplied washed. The bags are fully recyclable. The slates are in a blue colour and the pebbles come in a deep red colour. They're all supplied on a fully merchandised stand with supporting POS, and they retail at $4.99 a bag. The bags stand up nice because they're on a nice flat bottom pouch, fully barcoded, labelled with the size of the product on as well. We just thought the demand now for pot topping aggregates to dress pots and give style to the indoor and outdoor market of pots is increasing, so we thought there was a market for this product. Yeah, there is a resealable tear strip as well, so you can just reuse the product in the bag, and the bags can be widely recycled at your local supermarkets. Any questions?
Right, okay. Any questions on this one?
Oh, that's good.
No, Mel's, I can see Mel, no, but Mel, are you finding that people are wanting to put pot toppers on outside pots?
Only if you demonstrate what those little bags
No, go on.
Only if you demonstrate how you use them. If you don't have a plant in a pot with the pot toppers on, nobody understands why they would want a small bag.
So have you got any plans to help
we can
encourage
do
garden
that
centres
indeed.
to do that?
Yeah. We could supply FOC product to display the product in store, and our POS does adequately display the products fully shown on varying sizes of pots.
Yeah.
We stock it outside with the pots and the plants and the planted container, and you just do the whole story together.
Yeah,
but
that's
people
fine.
need help to understand what it is they're doing with it. And it's exactly the same in houseplants. Why do I want a small box of pebbles?
Sorry?
Why do I want a small box of pebbles? Because if you do this with it, it looks lovely.
If you do it with...
No, if you put them round the pot, it looks lovely. That's why why people...
Sorry,
want to
yes, indeed, yes.
Brilliant. Okay, no other questions? Well done, thank you very much.
Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you, well done. We've done 3 categories this morning. Whoa, we're on a roll. Next, we switch to pet products. And we should have pet products from Parklife Pet here. Scruffs. Is somebody from Scruffs here? Yes. And Fleur's here from Smart. Oh, okay, right. So, can we start off with Parklife Pet, please? Who are going to present Parklife Frisbix. And it's Richard.
It is Richard.
Richard, you have 2 minutes to tell the judges about your product.
Hi, judges. So 3 years ago, I became a pet parent to Penny, the golden lab on the front of the box. Went away for the weekend and came home, and she had a bloated stomach. And I asked my mother-in-law, what have you been feeding her? And she pulled out a box of Mainstream biscuits. I looked over the back, and I was kind of horrified by the ingredients that were on there. So I decided that I could do something better. So I developed a Parklife range of biscuits. The lead product is Frisbix. It's the world's first frisbee-shaped biscuit. It's made with a unique set of ingredients. So it's sunflower seeds, peas, potatoes, and coconut oil. So it's the most wholesome biscuit in the world. It's shaped with a unique aerodynamic ring, so they can be thrown kind of 30 or 40 feet. They're great fun for playing and sniff work, etc. And later this year, the product's going to be available in peanut butter and chicken and veg flavors. We'll have a full range of Frisbix, as well as Love Bix that are heart-shaped cookies with red berries, and Chill Bix that are star-shaped cookies with calming properties with honey and chamomile. So they're so good, even humans can eat them. So if you look on the side of the pack, you'll see my family picture. Our son Matthew is 2 years old. When I give him the biscuits, the first thing he does is put them in his own mouth. There's absolutely no problem with that because they're just a human-grade biscuit that dogs love. So that's the whistle stop. If anyone has any questions.
Brilliant, yeah. Question, how much do they retail for?
So it's a 300-gram box for $5.99. If you compare that to some of the market leaders, they come in an 80-gram pouch for £3. So we're twice the price for 3 times as much. So it's premium value.
Good. Any questions?
Are the biscuits made in the UK or are they imported?
They're imported. So I mean, you can probably tell that I'm not from. I'm from the UK. I'm from Sheffield, but we live in Ireland. My wife's Irish, so we bring it in from Ireland.
Okay, thank you.
But we have no Brexit issues. Our warehouse is in Northern Ireland.
Very good, very good. Jill, you got any questions? No? Okay. Any other questions?
Could there be a national competition on using these biscuits, see how far you can throw
them?
I'd love to do that. Actually, there's a guy in Canada who has the world record for throwing a frisbee the furthest in the world and having his dog catch it. If you Google, it's called Frisbee Rob. Look him up on YouTube. And he can throw it almost the full distance of a football field. He's asked for some biscuits so that he can see how far they can throw them. So
yeah.
Soon we'll have a video to be able to show you.
Look forward to that one.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Scruffs. And Scruffs are going to present their classic long-eared dog bowl. Sorry, your name is? Chris. Chris, you have 2 minutes.
Hi, thank you everyone. Thanks for shortlisting us. Most of you will probably know Scruffs for being innovators within the pet bed and accessories market. Most recently, we've moved into feeding category. We've got a range of 56 ceramic pet bowls, one of which is our long-eared classic pet bowl, which you see here. The bowl has been uniquely designed basically with humans and pets in mind of how they interact with it. So the bowl, as you can see, is designed for long-eared dogs, so basset hounds, spaniels, beagles. It's designed so that the sloped sides prevent the ears from going into the food or water, keeping them dry and clean at all times. The sloped sides help with non-tip properties as well, so it's not going to get tipped over. It's quite common for dogs to paw at their bowls and food and drink to end up all over the place. This won't do that. It's got finger holes on the side as well, so as I say, we've thought about how the human interacts with it, so it's nice and easy to place on the floor, to pick up when it's full of food and heavy as well, which again can be an issue for some people. We've tried to keep this classic, or the heritage design, but in a more contemporary colour, so it's got the classic benefits with a modern twist, which matches with most home interiors in the grey. And as well, with it being made out of a chip-resistant stoneware as well, so it keeps hot things hot for longer, cold things cold. It's dishwasher safe, microwave safe, really durable product as well. It's bite resistant, much better than a lot of plastic bowls that you'll see out there as well, because obviously they can often get damaged in the process. It's heavyweight as well, so when it's placed on the floor, obviously the dog's not going to move it around like they would with a stainless steel or plastic bowl. So it's a really, really durable product, and we've had huge success with it. All the packaging explains basically the features and benefits in 4 different languages as well. So yeah, that's the Scruffs long-eared dog bowl.
Can I ask how much? What's the price?
RRP is $14.99.
$14.99. Okay. It's nice. But does anybody want to feel the weight? No?
Any questions?
Any questions? Why do you think it's taking so long for somebody to come up with it? Or are there any other products?
There are similar products, but not in terms of with all the features that we've got, or in different substrates as well. So combined, everything pulled together, this is the perfect bowl for these dogs.
Yeah, good. Right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob.
Brilliant. Thank you. And our last product being presented in Pet Products is the Zune Treat and Seek Farm Friends from Smart Garden Products, and we have Peter and Louise. Peter and Louise, you have 2 minutes.
Trevor, do you mind if I...
No, you can...
Is that all right?
Yeah. Peter and Louise, you have 2 minutes starting from now.
Thanks. I think it's probably pertinent just to say that the pet market is in serious growth. 35 million pets now in the UK, 10% increase in pets in 2021. And the market is growing by 8% in 2021. So just to give you, an idea, we should all be stocking pet products. So this is a new toy, and concept is based on having a plush, cuddly, nice toy, but actually we can add treats to it as well. It's made from a durable fabric, so add the treats, put the treats in, the dog can pull, tear, to its heart's content. But also it's got the squeaker in it as well. So you either get rubber toys that are out there that as treat toys which have a single function. You get plush toys, but you very rarely get a treat and if you like, a throw fetch toy as well. So it is literally an idea that came, actually, what can we do for the dog? Drew it on a pad, let's come up with some designs, and it's really worked. So that's our new product. Retail $7.99 and launching this year.
They also are great because dogs will skit after them. So if you put them on the floor and then they start to go for them, they move. So it's very good for active dogs. And one of the biggest problems we've got now is lots of dogs being left at home after lockdown. So if you put a treat or 4 treats, there's 4 little patches in there, put it on the floor, the dog will then start to push, play, forage after it, keep them entertained, and they've also got the added thing that it squeaks. And as we all know, dogs love a good squeak. Thank you.
And we've got a sheep. Any questions?
Okay.
No?
I want to know how durable the squeak is, because most dogs destroy the squeak within 30 seconds of getting it.
It's encased. The fabric is very tough, but actually they will get the head and the legs off first, and eventually get to. But it is a PVC ball. It is very, very strong. So the whole product has been designed to be tough, durable. So it won't just be ripped. You might be left with a ball eventually. A dog will get through everything.
So you've got some sacrificial bits in there.
It has, yeah, it has.
Rog?
Looks great, and I love the sound of the sheep. Thanks. The only thing I can think of, apart from the fact that the judges loved this yesterday, they had 2 minutes of welcome break, throwing them around and enjoying the squeak. So it's suitable for judges too. It could get a bit mucky. I'm envisaging once a dog has had
they are machine washable, so you can put it in the washing machine. Absolutely no problem.
Good. Okay, thanks.
Excellent. Any other questions? No, that's great. Thank you very much. Well done, Peter. Well done. Thank you, Louise. Thank you. Right. So, we're supposed to have been doing this at 11. Oh, somebody's left their phone behind. Phone, Peter? Right, we're now on to growing accessories. And the first product in growing accessories is Wildlife World. I think Mark's going to come up and present his 30-cell natural rubber seed cell tray. It's a bit of a mouthful at 11 o'clock in the morning. Mark, you have 2 minutes,
Great.
starting now.
Thank you. Good morning. So this was described to me a few weeks ago as the silicon muffin tray moment for horticulture. It's a natural, 100% natural rubber cell tray. It's produced in Sri Lanka. It's a 30-cell tray, as you can see. We've got 3 other products in the range, a 20-cell, a 6-cell, and a root coach. It's natural rubber. It's produced in plantations in Sri Lanka. We pay a fair trade premium to the workers, so we're providing an income, and we're paying 40% over the cost of natural rubber, because natural rubber is very, very lowly priced. So we pay a premium on that to produce this. It's providing income and work for the workers out in Sri Lanka. It's a fantastic product, and I've tried it. I found this a couple of years ago. I was looking for a replacement for a plastic cell tray. We've all got sheds full of them, and I found these, tried them. They're nice and thick rubber, so they warm the seedlings up really nicely. They're durable. They'll last for 10 years or more. We've had them under test for 10 years. We've tried recycling them because it's natural rubber. It's a product that we're not 100% sure what the life is going to be, but at least 10 years. We've tried them in hot bin composters, and they're breaking down very, very slowly. But it is a really durable product. It's a great story behind it. It's FSC certified, and as I say, has a fair trade premium, and it works.
And how much do they sell for, Mark?
So that sells for $15.99 retail. So they're not cheap. I believe they shouldn't be cheap, but they're going to last you 10 years or more, possibly 15 years.
Can you put them in the dishwasher to clean them?
You can, absolutely. I'd brush as much soil off as you can beforehand, but yes, you could, yes.
I've used these, and I think they're absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I saw them at the press conference earlier this year when they did really well there. And the great thing is that you can actually kind of flex them to actually get root balls out of tricky seedlings, which with the others you just can't, and they kind of split, and terrible. It's a real mess. But I found it really difficult to clip together the kind of taller cell.
The root coach. Yeah, it's got some little lugs on it.
Yeah, I found that really a little bit kind of tricky.
There's a bit of an act to it. We can show you that.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I think people might find that a little bit difficult to kind of manage that properly.
Yeah, and it's much thicker rubber as
yes,
well.
Absolutely.
So I fully appreciate that. But again, much more durable. They'll
But
last
it's still a
an
good
awful lot
product.
longer.
Even-
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No?
Okay.
Mark, well done.
Thanks
You've
very
blown
much.
them away.
Cheers.
Superb. Thank you very much. So the next product in, I'm going to do Biofix. Is Diofix here? That's you. Come on up. So what's your name, sorry? Hannah. Oh, the product is called Diofix. I've spelt it wrong here. Biofix.
Biofix is the product.
Oh, okay, right. So Biofix from Diofix. Hannah, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Hello everyone, my name's Hannah and I'm from Diofix. So the product you see in front of you is a beneficial bacteria. It's in liquid form and also powder form. It's a cultured bacteria which needs oxygenating water for it to activate in the water. It's 100% non-toxic and eco-friendly. What we do is we've done both sides of the product in a liquid form and a powder form for ease for the customer, because we find a lot of people with a small garden ponds want an easier solution, and when they're calculating the product and how much they need, the sachet itself is a lot better. So we pack it off into a water-soluble sachet. On our website we have a calculator so you know how much that you need with the product itself. It's safe for aquatics. A lot of the garden centres do have the product, and also we have suppliers all over the world that are taking the product as well. In the box itself, if you open it up, you have the water-soluble sachet and in a recyclable box as well. So we do actually ship them out in the box itself, so it's ease of transport. It's an organic matter that is formed for, what it'll do is it'll kill off vegetation that's in the water itself. It's, like I said, it's 100% non-toxic, so it's not an actual pesticide or anything like that. I think I'm waffling a little bit, so I am very, very sorry. But yeah, it's a method that a lot of people do use in their ponds. We have a product that's also a dye as well, so you can use it in conjunction. A lot of people don't want a dye to colour the pond, they like a clear solution, so that's why we have the clear solution. It does look very pink, but it doesn't change the colour of the water. So hi.
So so it's a beneficial bacteria,
Yep.
but you said it kills vegetation.
Yes, it does.
Right.
You need the oxygen in the water to start off with to be able to do that.
Right.
And it'll kill the vegetation at the bottom, and it'll change the clarity of the water, so it purifies the water itself.
Okay, but it's good for lilies, but
Yep, it doesn't
if
stop
it's a
anything
beneficial bacteria, it must be good for something.
Yeah. It's beneficial to the water itself, so it's a purifier more than anything.
Right. Okay.
So, like I said, we have the dye that we've gone over. Sorry.
No.
We're
on. I asked the question, and I'm sure other judges, the judges have got. I don't really count asking questions.
Oh, is
but
that right?
Just
do I
do
get
it
another
for
10 seconds
I just
then
do it
from
for
that? Is that
personal
all right?
interest. Any questions? Or as befuddled
I
as me?
find this a great product. I'd really like to put it to the test myself.
You can have that one if you want.
But what is the actual result of once the bacteria has actually kind of done its job? What are you left with?
You're left with a clear pond. So if you look in the
No, in terms of the sludge at the bottom.
so it will disintegrate into itself. So sometimes you find it'll float to the top, so you can take it off. But the organic matter then goes in with the water itself, so it breaks it down.
So basically, all the detritus actually disappears.
Yes.
Okay, but are you seeing this for use in ornamental ponds rather than wildlife ponds?
Well, we have it both. So we have it on a commercial side as well. So a lot of fisheries, golf clubs, things like that do take our products on a bigger scale as well. So we make it into a commercial side, and that's the retail side that we have as well.
Because there's a lot of organisms that actually live in sludge and actually quite happy to live there.
Yeah, it doesn't affect anything like I said, it's 100% non-toxic. Anything that needs oxygen to grow or to live, it doesn't affect anything like that. Like water lilies do need the oxygen to be able to sprout up. It doesn't stop anything like that. It purely stops the photosynthesis from happening as well, so you don't get the algal growth or anything at the bottom. So it's like a barrier on the water.
Well, my wife will be absolutely thrilled with this because she keeps going on about how mucky my pond is.
If you want any colours, just come over to Gima and I can give you some colours for your pond as well. So yeah.
Thank you.
It's all right.
Okay, any other questions? Rog?
Just wondering how long it would remain effective for. How often do I need to repeat?
So it all depends on the weather and the conditions of the water. So if we have, like in the UK, the summer season's not very good sometimes, so you have a lot of rain. We do recommend you can either top it up every single month or every other month as well. So it does last a while as well.
Okay. So you apply it every year? Is that there's the recommendation?
At the beginning of the year, recommendation, but with them ones you can top it up every single month. So if you see there's a little bit of green algae growing, just put a little bit more in and it'll stop.
So this is putting bales of straw out of business then, is it?
Barley Hill straw, yeah. Potentially. But it's quite hard to get hold of and actually make it into a liquid or a powder form. So
nice pitch.
Thank you.
And the price?
The price. So the powder retail online, including VAT, is £14, and the liquid is £19.80. Yeah.
Okay. Well done, Hannah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I need a beer.
We do too. Next on my list is Miracle Grow's 2-in-1, Nourish and Protect. Where's Miracle Grow team? They're here. Great, come on. They're going to talk about the Miracle Grow 2-in-1, Nourish and Protect flowers, fruit and veg plant food. And this is, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Hi everyone. So I'm Angela and I look after the growing categories at Evergreen and lead our wonderful brand Miracle Grow. So I want to talk about a particular fact which not many people will know. More than 70% people, when they abandon gardening tasks, they do it because they find it too complicated, it's taking too long, and we don't really want that, do we? And as the #1 and most recognized brand in gardening, and the #1 brand in plant food, I would add, We really want to change that. We want to make gardening accessible. We want people to experience the well-being that they get out of gardening and experience the benefits of gardening. And we really want to be able to do that for everybody and not just a few select people. And we want to do that by simplifying gardening, because currently they're not able to complete the task because they find it too complicated, right? And this is where we're addressing a very important consumer tension in the category with Nourish and Protect. It's our range of revolutionary products which are dual benefit. I'll hand it over to you because it hasn't reached you yet. And it's dual benefit. It is very sustainable, so 100% natural, OFNG certified, organic, made with recycled plastic. It's pesticide-free. It not only provides nutrition to your plants, it will protect from insects. So in this case, this particular product protects from slugs. And it does this by creating this whole barrier around your plant where it prevents the slugs from coming in. Ultimately, you get a very healthy, resilient, and a beautiful looking garden. So keep growing with Miracle Grow.
Well done. Nice ending. No, because there'll be some questions. I can feel some questions coming here, guys.
Really interesting, and obviously we like the idea of nourish and protect in an era where we're looking to probably sell less and less insecticides, producing healthy plants in the way that packaging suggests. Sounds great. I'm interested in how does it nourish. I'm wondering what is causing what is the nutrient value, what nitrogen, potash, phosphate. How is this nourishing my plants?
So it contains feather meal, an organic NPK. So it nourishes it. It's a continuous release product, so it does it for up to 3 months.
Okay, because it doesn't say anything about that as far as I can see on the packaging.
It doesn't say the NPK, you mean?
Or, yes, I can't see anything about the nutrient
That's
content.
fair enough,
yes,
and I think that's something that we are doing via in-store education. So it's one of those products where we do need to drive that education, and we're quite committed to it via in-store and media, so we are focusing on driving that.
Thank you.
Without giving anything away, what's the product made out of?
So it has feather meal and organic NPK and natural lava rocks. So lava rocks are what prevent the slugs from coming in, and the feather meal and organic NPK is the food part.
So the lava rocks are actually coming in from overseas?
Yeah. Correct, yeah.
And it's a physical deterrent to the slugs?
Correct. So it's a physical barrier because the lava rocks prevent the slugs from coming into your plant.
And have you kind of found whether or not snails rather than slugs are deterred, or both equally, or have you put it to the test anywhere?
Yes, so we tested it with slugs mainly, and it does deter them, potentially snails as well, but that's something we haven't tested on.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? No? No? Okay, good. Ingela, thank you very much. Thank you, well done. Now, next we have Plantsmith. Nick from Plantsmith is back again. He presented yesterday his gift set, and today he's presenting the Fortifying Houseplant Tonic, which was shortlisted. Nick, you have 2 minutes.
Thanks, Trevor. Hello again, nice to be back. So apologies if I go back over some of the selling points, but yeah, I'm Nick, founder of Plantsmith, and our goal is to really shake up the houseplant care category for both customers and for retailers. So from the customer perspective, we've got a premium performance houseplant feed there, but it's packaged in a way where you don't have to hide it away under the kitchen sink. It's something that can be displayed alongside your houseplants. And for somebody like me who takes the houseplants quite seriously, I didn't want to have a plastic bottle sat alongside my shelf display. And for the retailers, we're giving the opportunity to expand out into a new, younger demographic. So you've got the opportunity to display glass, premium-looking packaging in a way that appeals to a new, younger gardener but also expands it out into the gifting category as well. So it's at a $5.99 price point. So it's an impulse type level purchase for a premium look and feel product where performance is key, but the visual impact is equally as important as the performance of the product. So it ticks all the boxes in terms of, efficacy is right at the heart of what we want to have with our product. So it's got to do the job, but it's appealing to a much wider range of people than you'd get with your traditional plastic, Miracle-Gro, Baby Bio, things like that, at a price point which isn't radically different. So, I spoke a little bit about the benefits of the product yesterday in terms of performance feed, but it's a beautiful packed product that does the job, really.
Okay, I think there's some questions coming.
Why did you choose a pipette system to deliver the feed rather than a plunger, which other products have?
So the pipette, because it's 5 ml per litre or 2 litres, the pipette means that you can measure it out quite accurately. So the plunger we have on a 500 ml, so we have a larger bottle size as well, and we use a press application for that. But we found that with that smaller bottle, the pipette just gave a little bit more accuracy on the application.
So you use a pipette full in every 2 litres of water?
So it's 1 litre or 2 litres for younger plants, yeah.
Right, okay.
It's actually, I think, 2 to 4 pipettes because sometimes the measurement can go a little bit awry, but yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Elliot, you got a question? Come on. Get on that microphone.
I just wondered whether it helps strengthen the plant against sometimes the discoloration you get in the leaves, particularly things like callothias and things like that.
It will do. So when you feed, that protects against the level of discoloration, but it sort of depends what's going on with the plant to cause that discoloration. So you might have a problem with underwatering or not enough sunlight. So it helps in terms of it will protect against that if you're underfeeding or if the soil it's sat in doesn't have the required nutrients to keep the plant strong. But if you're not watering it enough or the plant's in the wrong place, then there might be other reasons that you get the discoloration.
It's great, I just love how you're bringing kind of inspiration, selling a dream in what is otherwise normally seen as a kind of a functional product. So well done. I've only got one concern really, and that is, I think it might be pocketable.
Best.
Yeah, and that's not a reason to not stock it. So that's how it's going to come. It's not going to be in a box. It's just going to be in the bottle like that.
No, so we've got the gift box option that you saw yesterday, but the standalone come as that 100 ml size. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's obviously. Sorry, Neil's just commented. It's obviously another Wales issue. This pocketing of products in garden centres.
It's the sheep.
And an Essex issue. I know. Yeah.
Can you just remind me what's the retail on the single bottles?
The single bottles is a $5.99 retail.
Thank you. We don't have naughty sheep in North Wales. It's fine.
Sorry?
We don't have naughty sheep in North Wales.
You don't? Okay, right, good. Any other questions, judges? Okay, thank you, Nick.
Thank you very much.
Done. Right, now, last in this, we have SipCam, who are presenting 2 products, and they've asked to present them together because apparently they link, do they? So come along. So you're going to do 2 products, 2 presentations in one, yeah? All right, Trevor. Yeah. Go on, Nigel.
It's not very nice, Neil.
Off you go.
Yeah, good morning, I'm Nigel from SipCam Home and Garden, and I'm here to talk to you about this new product we've launched in our eco-effective child and pet safe brand. The context and background to this product is conversations we've been having in the trade for people asking for a partner product to go with peat-free compost, the journey that we're all on together. Could we come up with something that will be a partner additional link sale to peat-free compost? So we've arrived with this particular product. It's got a retail price point of $6.49. It's a green organic product, and it's actually a derivative of a process of making animal feeds. So it's made completely in a carbon neutral way. And we've got an on-pack claim of 6 times. There's 6 key benefits for the consumer, which are illustrated with a plant diagram at the back. You apply a little bit, whether that's a 1 tablespoon, a third of a tablespoon, depending on whether it's with new plants or with seedlings. It's got some built-in protection in it in terms of stress against various things. with kind of magnesium that's built into there and lots of biostimulants. Very good with water retention as well. There's been field trials on this which have shown this has got a 200% growth yield, increased in terms of growth yield. This will probably end up in a sealed bag format that's resealable, and we envisage that this could well be an own label or a partner with compost, so it could well be branded with the same brand as a compost, so make it really easy for consumers in store to pick this up, making it look very similar to compost. But this is our first product in our brand, but we see that it could end up in either own label or certainly in compost branded labels as well. This is a powder format. From the same raw material, we've arrived at our second product that we've got an entry from, which is this, which is a pelleted format. Sorry, let me just pass this to you guys, if you pass that one along. That's the first one done, is that right? So on the back of this, there's a pelleted version, which is this organic superfood. Yeah. And we wanted to do something different in the feed market rather than just launching another food. So we've been looking at well-being, we've been looking at nutrition, the habits as humans that we follow in terms of food, and kind of what we eat. And as I say, to try and maybe, if not disrupt, certainly shake up a little bit the feed category. So again, similar claims in terms of bigger, better results, 200% in the field trials that have been done, strengthens against disease. And in terms of the colour and the pack, the same 6 key features are on the back of here. There will be at some stage a liquid version of organic superfood. For us, it's just talking to consumers in a very different way. Right across Europe, we've been involved with a European business in some further research with partners that came back with planet being a really important issue, as we know, for consumers. So you could probably see right on the front of the pack, we've got this planet built in on the back, the happy plants, happy planet message as well. So very much building into our eco credentials. Again, $6.49 retail price point. I'm done.
Done. Good. Questions of Nigel? And while we're waiting for the questions tonight, can I just apologise to everybody? A, we're running late because the judges are asking loads of great questions. And B, I've just mixed 2 categories up. So the judges realised, he never told me. So we're kind of combining growing accessories and growing materials at the moment, and I'll work it through. And Steve, I haven't forgotten you. All right? Just hold on. Right, questions for Nigel.
I like the idea. Is there, obviously you talk about possibly partner up with somebody, is there a potential to actually have it added at source? Because we're asking the consumer to sort of pay now 8, 9, 10 quid a bag of compost, and then we're saying, to get better results, add this to it straight away, because we all know the peat issue, with growing at the moment, but just, to partner to have that, contains eco-effect from the product.
Yeah, I think there's 2 things, if I can answer that. I think the first thing, we've tried to be really careful about not, if you like, hanging peat-free compost out to dry. So we want to generally work with the trade and work with the trend and work with the direction. So, yeah, not intended, it wasn't. There is a possibility to do that, or even to do maybe a little trial pack for people to test that could somehow be taped along. How we merchandise it and get it along, but we certainly do that, Andy. Yeah, it's a really good idea, and it's something we have talked about.
And what do you see? What's the volume? I mean, how much compost would that treat?
There's about 4 application rates on the back. So if you were looking at moving from seedlings and planting on, you're looking at sort of 1 tablespoon to 3 litres of compost. It changes on different applications. So there's obviously use it around the roots. I should have said this before. You sprinkle it around the roots. But you can also put it on the surface to existing stuff and water it in. And would recommend an reapplication after 4 weeks. It's controlled release as well. So it's Roger.
Hi. Great. Good stuff here. Controlled release. What does that mean? How long a controlled release? Because controlled release, to me, could suggest 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Do we know how long it would?
Being honest, I'm not going to blag it. Don't know exactly how long, but you can see from the pack what we do recommend is after the first, if you like, application, 4 weeks after that, apply some to the top of either your border or the top of your pots and containers. So I haven't got an exact number of weeks on that.
Nigel, I appreciate this is probably only prototype packaging.
Yeah.
Are your intentions on the packaging to make it waterproof so that it could be merchandised outside?
Waterproof and UV, exactly that, particularly with this one. And as I say, this might well end up as a in a laminate pouch resealable bag for those reasons. Exactly what you've said, Neil, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good. More consultancy. Coaching. Thank you, Nigel. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right. Having spotted my deliberate error, we will now go back and complete growing accessories, if that's all right. And the next product to invite up is is it Mayhem or Mayhem, who are going to talk about their Wicked Waterer LED moisture sensor. And your name is?
David.
David. Good. David, you want to put that there? Come to the centre of the stage.
Okay, can I just do a couple of these?
Yeah. David, you have 2 minutes to talk to the judges about your shortlisted product in the growing accessories category.
Hello. Monty Don recently said that the biggest killer of houseplants was overwatering. And
God, somebody knows you're on stage, don't they?
We're a gadget company originally, and we've been trying to get into this new business in garden centres over the last year or so. And we've tried to find something which would be useful. And the big surge in houseplants, which we all know has been massive, has created a whole new class of carers or plant lovers, quite a lot of whom are slightly horticulturally challenged, I think, because they're quite young. And they haven't been aware of the fact that it's much easier to kill a plant by overwatering than underwatering.
Yeah.
So this is what we've done. We've created this, which we hope looks attractive. This is we've got two in here. This one is at the surface. And at the surface, and
Sorry,
this will...
Let me hold the microphone. You go.
Thank you. At the surface, it will flash red every 15 seconds, showing you that it needs watering. However, this one, the other one, let me shaking a bit here, get this down here, goes green. Done at root level, where you need the water, the moisture, it doesn't need moisture, it doesn't need watering. So this is the whole trick. It's quite simple. And retail, $6.95, $7.50. It comes in a CDU pack, which has a try me function on the front of it. They're selling 30s. You could take it from plant to plant. You don't have to leave it in the plant. You could use it like a thermometer, checking on whether you need moisture or not. You'll ask to say, well, how do we know how much moisture plants need? Well, it's mainly designed for flowering plants, the ones which are most needy. There's obviously not a great need for a moisture sensor for most succulents or for cacti, so we didn't bother with that because even I can't kill a cactus. And I think, have I done?
You've done 2 minutes, so any questions?
Put this down here.
Did you say how much they cost?
$6.95, $7.50, whatever.
Right.
Trade
okay.
price £3. Yeah. Supposed to say that.
No, you are. This is a trade show.
Okay. Fair
People
enough.
want to know what the margin is.
Very nice. Quite a good margin.
Yeah.
It's quite innovative, we think.
Lily, have you got a
to
question?
Make it attractive. There are some moisture sensors around, as I'm sure you're all aware, but they all look like screwdrivers. Especially the IKEA version, which is called Ingrid.
Lily has a question, I think, because Lily's used one. Have you? Or?
No, Nick and I were playing with this in the water fountain, so we were trialling it
when
we
it
were
works
doing
then,
the judging, so it does work. How long does it last for?
How long does the battery last?
Yeah.
The short answer is we're not absolutely sure, but we've been doing a test, and we think possibly 4 years, if it's used properly. It only flashes, the green light only flashes every 30 seconds. Which means every 30 minutes, sorry, when it's in, which means you're looking after it. If it needs watering, it flashes every 20 seconds. So if you left it without water for a year, you probably would run out.
But then the plant would be dead
plant
as
would be
well.
dead by then.
Sorry, I didn't actually use it. Is there an on-off switch, or is the battery still constant?
There's an on-off switch. You just
Right.
press the switch for 4 seconds, it goes off. Press it for 4 seconds, it comes back on again.
Okay, so the battery isn't constantly activated.
Not necessarily.
No.
No, but you can leave it in the
Yeah.
plant.
Yeah. Okay.
Which they're sort of designed to be done.
Thank you.
I didn't know, by the way, you could enter 2 products. Otherwise, I'd have brought.
You could have
another
entered
one.
actually up to 3 in each category.
Okay, now you tell me.
Oh, well done. Anyway. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, David. Thank you. Well done. Right, and the last product in the growing accessories category, which I think we have some strong men bringing it on stage. Oh, is the Growshaw VisiRoot 12-tray grow house. How are they going to get it on? Have they worked out how they're going to get it on stage? Which way are you going to go? Wow. Who's presenting this one? Martin. Martin, you have 2 minutes, starting from, and ably assisted by Simon.
Yes.
The Westland Growshaw VisiRoot Grow House. Go.
Good morning. This is the new Grow House as a consumer-driven innovation project. It's going to be ably demonstrated by Simon. We've really gone back to look at the basics and the real issues that around the grow houses. Number 1, they're a big kite that can blow away very quickly. Number 2, they heat up very quickly as well. So looking at stability and ventilation. So the first thing that Simon will demonstrate is the double zip. You've got 2 zips to be able to partially open it at the top or at the bottom to allow the heat to come in and then escape. But also then you can fully open it for complete access to the grow house. Quicker, Simon, quicker, come on. And you can also very neatly fold back the door and hold it open with the buckle, which is struggling to do there. So that's the cover and the access and being able to manage the heat. Next, in terms of the stability of the frame, we've gone with a rigid fixed frame, which has got it's screwed together so we can pick it up. Frequently, people actually move these around the garden, so it's an issue you need to resolve. We've got fixed points that allow you to attach it to the fence at the top, so it's an integrated fixing point. Also in the base as well, 4 anchor points. Also on the shelves, they're a real bugbear of the shelves can jump off. So we've got an innovative clip to be able to secure those to it. The shelves are modular, so you can pop them up when your plants grow bigger. You can accommodate different sizes of plants. And that is the product that we're presenting in terms of the retailers. And our strong team will now demonstrate the packaging, which is a complete display. Standing the boxes upright for the consumer, and also presenting it in the best form. There's point of sale on the product that actually talks through the features and benefits that we really need to show people why this is different to the regular 4 tiers, which sometimes end in tears.
Well done, and in 2 minutes. But I'm sure there are a few questions. But I think you've answered. Roger, go and ask the question and let them emphasise the fact they've thought about windy Wales.
Well done. The other thing that I think you didn't mention is that this is more attractive to look at than the bog standard square one.
Thank you for mentioning that. We purposely forgot to include that in the pitch, but £5 is winging its way to you now. It's really, no more grow house embarrassment. They're not the most attractive of things, so we assure that this will be confidently displayed on every Instagrammer's garden and really want to be a proud piece instead of just hidden away down the back.
Roger? Andy, you ask.
Price again, unless I missed it.
The price on this is a retail of $69.99, so the current market level is probably around $50, $45. It is more expensive, but it's more rigid. You've got a lot more going on there that's solving the problems that we know exist and have existed for a long time, but we are now fixing those.
Neil?
I've got Roger's problem with wind. I know you said about being able to fix it to fences. I find it a little bit strange. A number of years ago on your standard grow house, you came up with I thought, absolutely brilliant innovation of the pockets around the bottom that you could put stones in. I saw that yesterday and I thought, why the flipping heck haven't they put the pockets in the bottom?
The cover is obviously attached to the frame, but if the cover gives way with really strong wind, then you really need the frame to be bolted down first and foremost. We've actually put a...
Go on, just move it.
There's an eyelet in the back to be able to thread the cord through the grow house, so you can really actually ratchet that up really strongly. So yeah, it's the frame that's giving you the stability instead of the cover.
Are replacement covers available?
They are indeed.
And at what cost, or price, or retail?
$24.99, I think. 29. Sorry, thank you.
And how long do you think that its existing cover would live for?
We've been developing these for a long time. They're probably about 3 years to 5 years, depends on the exposure or the position that you've got them. They are a PVC-free cover. It's a PET material, so it's not the nasty additives that go into PVC, and it is a very durable cover.
How about the zip?
The zips are a high-quality zip. A lot of them do use a fairly small gauge, which is easy to snag, and then to be the main frustration. What we've actually done with the zip by only partially going down the side is that it creates a natural hinge, but it actually less zip for you to mess around with. So that's answering that problem as well.
Anything else? We better let these strong men take the display off
Come
the
on,
stage.
team. Team assemble.
Much. Well done. Thank you. Right. So we've almost... Well done, superb. So we've caught up. We've done growing accessories. We have one product left to do in growing materials. Steve, come and take the stage. Steve from Southern Trident is going to talk about Harmony Gardens ericaceous compost. Steve, you have 2 minutes starting now. Oh, you need that.
Sorry. Morning, guys. So I'm bringing you today Harmony Gardens ericaceous compost. So this joins the Harmony Gardens range that we brought out last year. Peat-free, obviously, without saying that, and still the world's only carbon-neutral growing media. So they're the kind of two big claims on it. We're trying to look at everything we can in terms of packaging, obviously still in a plastic bag, but we're now making sure that we're using at least 50% recycled material in terms of the plastic itself, and the bags are recyclable. So we're ticking those boxes. We've spent more than 2 years developing this product. I was hoping to bring this product to the market last year, but I needed to make sure first that it worked properly. We've taken a blend of natural materials, pine bark and coir, both with low pHs, to blend together to bring the pH down low enough that it will grow ericaceous plants. We've been tweaking on the fertiliser level to make sure that when we're growing azaleas, rhodos, camellias, all the kind of ericaceous plants that we're selling in the garden centres, that this product will perform. And it gives a really nice open structure for the roots to get down into. It's free draining, but it does hold sufficient water, so it doesn't dry out too quickly. Obviously, with ericaceous, this has been the big challenge. It's been easy to make an ericaceous compost with peat, pH 4.5, dead simple. It's been a real challenge to make it for a peat-free compost, but I'm confident, the same as when we brought the other Harmony Garden products to you last year, that this product actually works and consumers can buy it, grow their plants, and it works really, really well for them. Any questions?
Well done, Steve. You're in the 2 minutes. That's good. Questions?
Steve, really good to see this, and really heartening to hear you've actually kind of done so much research to actually bring it to market. It kind of inspires confidence and helps the media kind of help promote these products to the gardening public, which is a big challenge at the moment. So well done with that. But can you talk a little bit more about the actual nutrients that you've actually got in there, about the stability?
Yeah, so we've made sure that when we're using the material, the stability of the nutrients isn't the problem, it's the stability of the substrate you're mixing the nutrients with is the problem. So coir is a very stable substrate, so the fact that that's in there helps us immensely, but we're making sure with the pine bark that it's thoroughly composted. The problem we've got with peat-free compost is we're using a lot of woody materials now, and those woody materials are fixating and taking away the nitrogen from the plants. That's why we're making sure we're working really hard in terms of what we put on. If you look at our normal Harmony Gardens products, we're using a recycled wood rather than virgin because it positively releases nitrogen rather than takes away. With this, we're making sure that the pine bark is thoroughly composted so it's completely stable and therefore won't take away the bark. And in terms of feed, it's kind of the standard feed. It'll feed quite happily for 6 weeks or more. Ericaceous plants don't tend to need the feed levels that a normal plant does, so it'll feed for a fair period.
And also, I mean, I've heard that some fern growers are having difficulty growing plants in peat-free. I haven't tried it myself. But is this something that you could actually recommend to people?
I believe so. I see no reason. If you look at the materials that we're using in the natural environment, I believe this is the right kind of material. I think we're trying to bring a product to market that's got natural materials in. I've seen some of the peat-free ericaceous where people are looking at adding things like sulfur and other kind of things to bring down the pH. What we're trying to do is make this product as natural as possible, and therefore it makes it easier for the plants to coexist with the ground media that they're sitting in.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, well done. It's a relief to see, someone managing to bring out an ericaceous peat-free compost. I think there'll be a lot of growers as well as a lot of retailers that will be interested because there's a lot of ericaceous plant growers who are, concerned for the future, I suspect. You mentioned something about you're the only carbon neutral peat-free compost. Did you say something like that?
Yeah, we're the only, until somebody challenges me on this, and I can't find another one, we are the only carbon neutral ground media company in the world. So we are peat-free, but even if you wanted to include peat, there are no peat-based carbon neutral companies out there, so we are the only carbon neutral company out there.
But my question is how come you're doing that then? What is it that you're doing that's different to everybody else?
For me, it's just a thing about sustainability. Me bringing a peat-free product to the market, I become another peat-free product. How can I take my product to the next step? And the next clear step is going carbon neutral. And I'm trying to make things understandable for the consumer. So we talk about peat-free. Actually, most consumers don't understand peat-free and what it's all about. But actually, most consumers understand that there's a problem with carbon. And it's something that's repeated on the news all the time. So we've measured our carbon footprint. We've measured the carbon footprint of every element of this. So the bag, the transport and production of all of the raw materials, the manufacture of the product itself, all of the ingredients, all of the fertilizers, even the transport from us to you, to your garden centre, Andy, all of that we've measured, and then we offset that through a United Nations programme.
Roger kind of expressed what I was thinking. There's a lot of commercial growers that will be interested in that sort of mix for ericaceous plants. Are you doing any work with commercial growers or suppliers?
To be honest, we're only just beginning to step into the commercial market. So we've been very much a consumer-driven product up until now. But I have to say in the last 3 months, we've had a lot of approaches from nurseries to start working with them. They can see the kind of work we're doing with coir and other peat-free compost. So we are just beginning to step into that. So I'm not sitting there saying we've done huge trials with any nurseries, but it's certainly something we're beginning to look at.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Brilliant. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry I got in the wrong order, but anyway, we're all there. Thank you very much. So we started the journey yesterday morning with over 300 new products entered into the New Product Awards, and our team of judges went through all of those, shortlisted the ones that we've seen pitched yesterday afternoon and today, and we're now to the last category to be presented before we then have to go into a huddle and make decisions. The last category is plants, seeds and bulbs. And first of all, can I ask Westland to come up and present the Unwin's Pea and Bean Box? Sorry? Seed box. Well, it says Pea and Bean Box on here. But you can present the seed box instead if you want. Well, no, because that's a growing... I tell you what, go and get the Pea and Bean Box and we'll do something else in the meantime. Roger, come and tell us about Cryptomeria Kyra Gold. I'm sure there's something else I should have put in the name of it to be horticulturally correct. Roger, oh, okay. Roger, you have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Roger Ward, and we have a conifer nursery in South Lincolnshire. We've been growing conifers for 40 years now, and we're often bringing new varieties along, and we bring 4 or 5 every year to the market. This is Cryptomeria Kyara Gold, which was developed in Holland. It was a seedling between Sekansugi, and this is that's one of the parents, Sekansugi, which we grow thousands of, and it is one of our most popular varieties. The other is Raisinsugi, which is a green, upright Cryptomeria with twisted needles around the stems. So the parents are 2 good plants, one with twisted needles and one with yellow or white growth. So the benefit of Kyara Gold is that it is less scorching than Sekan. Sekan can scorch a little bit in high sun levels, and the green Raisinsugi gives it longevity. It's hardy down to -26 in Holland, and it will stand up to cold winds, which Sekansugi is difficult for. So it's lost a lot of its colour being inside for 2 days. It's normally a light gold colour. This is turned yellow, and we see that with gold or red varieties. They do lose colour inside. So it has its use as a specimen plant in a garden, being impressive and giving a centrepiece to any garden centre. And also in Holland, they're using it for the florist industry. And there's already a grower planting 1,000 plants, I'm told, to produce foliage for the flower industry. Sorry, I went over time.
No, it's okay. No. I'm sure there's some questions. I have a question. How tall does it grow?
It's a medium growing plant, growing about a foot or 30 centimetres a year. So it will produce, it's not for the small urban garden, it wants to have some space and be a centrepiece in a much bigger growing bed.
Roger, has that got a colour change on it, or does it stay that in the winter?
No, it darkens a little bit. We've had it on the nursery now for 5 years, and it darkens a little bit in the winter. We've started growing it under protection, like we do the Sekan, but it doesn't like protection. It gets a much better colour outside, and it is quite hardy outside.
Thank you.
What's the growth habit? Because it looks quite irregular.
Yes, that is a challenge. But it will freely produce a leader, and the small young plant grower in Holland who's had it for a lot longer, about 10 years it's been since the seedlings arrived. He does cut it back quite often, and it sends up leaders all the time. So it will coat with trimming, and it would need trimming to make it, so it took all its bad habits like the twisting out of it. So yes, it will stand trimming, yeah.
Oh, and would you recommend this being grown in a pot, or is it, if it dries out, is it very prone to being scorched in wind in winter and spring?
Well, we find all our plants scorch more in pots than they do in the ground, because pots get hot in the sun, and partly because of the roots getting hot. But it does, and obviously drought, that it will scorch. No, but no, it will grow in either. It's grow in a wide range of soil conditions. To grow in a pot. These have been in a pot for 5 years, so we haven't got any outside yet growing in the ground. But it'll cope with growing in the ground perfectly well.
And in terms of pH tolerance, I mean, are we?
Well, the Cryptomerias will cope with a reasonable pH tolerance.
But not thin chalk soils?
It will cope with where pH 7.
Okay, neutral.
It'll be around neutral. I can't comment on chalk soils.
But it needs a kind of, is it surface rooting, or does it need a kind of what foot depth of soil?
No, cryptomerias will, I mean, I'm talking generally about cryptomerias, which cryptomerias will, have got quite a deep rooting facility. So obviously it wants something to get into, and I can't comment on very shallow Welsh soils, but sorry about that.
But it does cope with Welsh wind.
It copes with wind in Lincolnshire, so I guess it will cope with wind in Wales, for sure.
Yeah, in Lincolnshire,
in Lincolnshire it's colder wind than Wales.
Yes, and it's a cold northerly wind that we get at the moment, isn't
Absolutely,
it?
yes.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Roger.
Thanks, Roger. It looks great. Just roughly, that plant in the, was that a 15-litre pot? What sort of price point would we expect that to be at?
This we sell. Oh,
Yeah.
This would be around £25, I guess. I mean, we wouldn't sell plants this size. We would sell 3-litre plants and 7.5-litre plants.
Okay.
And we think the price point on a 3-litre would be £6 or £7, and a 7.5-litre would be sort of 15 or 16 pounds.
That's trade price, Roger. Yeah.
That's trade price. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bear in mind there is a royalty on this, so we have to pay royalties on it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Okay. Any other questions? No. Well done, Roger. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll take that. Are you okay to? Yeah. I'll help move this. Do you mind if we do get? George, you're going to come. Have you got your pea and bean box now? Because that's what the judges shortlisted. Yeah? Okay, thank you, Roger. And it's George.
Yes,
George.
Yeah.
George from Westland. George, you have 2 minutes on the Unwin's pea and bean box.
Right. Hello, everybody. I did have a few notes on what I was thinking I was going to talk about, but I think a quick jog back to the stand to grab those samples has warmed me up. So this is our brand new pea and bean storage box. One of the most common issues our customers have with pea and beans is the storage. We like to give customers as many as we can, and we put sometimes 250, 300, 400 peas and beans into a landscape pocket. This is the way that traditionally it's always been done in the marketplace. However, we do find that there's two major issues with retailing peas and beans this way. The first being that as it is a heavier product, especially broad beans are much heavier than all the other seeds that we retail, we find that the packages often arrive damaged. So the Euro hooks at the top will rip, which means obviously less in stores for consumers and means we have to try and get them back somehow, and it's a wastage, non-sustainable, not the right thing to be doing. The second one is in terms of storage. While we're not, we put 200, 300, 400 into these packets. We're not saying, unless you've got, a small farm, we're not saying go and plant them all at the same time. And we like to encourage succession sowing wherever possible. So with packets, you see them ripped off the top, folded over, they get damp, they get left in drawers, they fall out, they get damaged, and we spend lots of time in our Cambridgeshire factory trying to have the highest level of germination that we possibly can, and obviously, if that's all undone by the way we store the peas and beans, it's a real waste. So this new box format allows safe storage of peas and beans, so safe to transport and also safe to store. So there's a dosing cap on the side that you can pop out and then dose as many peas and beans as you need to for that time, and then store it, seal it up, store it, and we could store it in our seed box. So it's all about sustainability, comes in a fully recycled stand, fully recycled box, and all FSC approved.
And they've all been busy playing with the box. Questions?
Great idea. Well done. And I just thought I'd open it and have a look, and I realised then how easy it is to reseal. If I've taken 20 seeds out, that sticky kind of tab just reseals the box.
Yes,
so.
or on the left-hand side, the press here doser, you can pop that in and dose, like that, and then probably sort of pop it as though it's like sort of a cereal box or something with a spout.
So whatever the quantity of pea seeds in here, what would the retail price point for a boxed version be compared to a packeted version?
Yeah, so the retail on all of these is $4.99, and we've matched them all up. We've got 10 varieties across the range at the moment that we're introducing as somewhat of a trial, but we're giving, so it's about 25% extra compared to a normal packet. So whereas on average probably £3.49, £3.99 a normal pack, but we've increased the fill of these so to try and maximise the benefits to our customers. So if it was 250 in a normal packet, it's probably 325, 350 in the new box.
Any other questions? I think the judges are getting close to lunch, isn't it? You know, I can sense an energy drop. We should have stopped for a coffee halfway through, but George, no. I think you've described it very well. Judges happy?
Brilliant. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well done. So we come to the last shortlisted product, which is Clematis. I don't think I've put the name correct, actually. Lavalle. Clematis Lavalle. Andrew from New Leaf Plants is going to tell the judges all about Clematis Lavalle. You have 2 minutes, starting now.
Thank you very much. I think I'll be the only person. Oh, not quite. I could say good afternoon, but it's still morning. Right, this is Clematis Lavalle. It was bred by one of our partner breeders in France. It was actually bred from a variety called Utah, which is very similar to also a variety called Fond Memories, which is a lighter version of what you're seeing now. And they crossed it with a Florida type Clematis, which has brought that darker colour into this plant now. It is actually a purple flower with white bars, not a white variety with purple margins. It's very free flowering, so you'll get flower from base to tip, like on most Floridas that you get. The good thing with this variety is, and quite unusual for a Florida, which is a group 3, which we perceive to be a later flowering variety, is this flowers late spring, early summer, and then flowers again in October later on. Flowers are a little bit smaller, being a Florida type, but that makes up with the volume of flower you get with it. And this is a fairly young plant. You can see that's flowered quite well, and it's got a lot of bud coming behind it as well. Height-wise, 2 to 2.5 meters sort of square. Soil type is moist but free draining. Most clematis don't like clay soils, so it won't really do well in clay soil areas. Dapple shade or will tolerate full sun, and we'll be selling this in our 3 litre deep tripods. Cost price as today, not sure next year, will be £6 for a recommended retail of £14.99.
And you're within time. Well, what a good man. Thank you. Questions? Are there any?
Covered it.
Mel's got one.
I forgot to ask you. How hardy is it?
It's a
Florida.
It's a Florida, so you've got to treat it like a Florida, and it's got to be free draining soil. It's the wet winter that will rot those roots, and then that'll be the end of the plant.
Do we get that in Wales, Ron?
You can give it. It can go in a container, very free draining soil in a 18 inches cubed minimum container, free draining, drainage holes, all of that, and it will grow quite happily. And then you can move it, if it's on an obelisk, into a more sheltered area.
Neil, Ian, you got any closing comments?
Can you give me a few indications about, do you need to prune it or just leave it? I mean, I know it's group 3.
Group 3, you treat it, this is the one that will throw people out because the group 1's early doors, group 2's flowers before June, which this does, and then the group 3s are after. So it's a group 3. So February, knee height, off down to that sort of height, and then it will just flush up, and it actually flowers on new growth. So you'll get your flowers come on it.
But you could actually leave it to get a bit bigger.
You could, but the reason why we say down to knee height is because otherwise you get very bare stem below. And
if you were kind of growing it over another shrub or something.
If you're growing it in other things, then it's quite happy. Yeah, that's fine.
And it would just keep going.
Yep.
Yeah. But with the Florida kind of blood in it, then it's actually going to be quite, once established, it'll be more drought tolerant because Florida is kind of,
Oh yeah, it will tolerate dry. That's why it's going to have that free draining soil.
Yeah. But I'm always amazed how Florida does in quite challenging conditions.
It's quite ironic. The one plant I stood on Raymond Everson stand at Chelsea, and the one plant that everybody asked for was the Florida on the display. Everyone pointed it out, so it's quite on trend as well. Then.
And the flower colour, I mean, does that shift over the season, or
they'll always come out darker,
yeah,
and they will always fade. It's just
part of nature of clematis flowers. So,
But you'll
with
still
that-
get the star
Yeah,
shape.
you get that star shape, and the anthers being quite dark in the
Yeah.
centre set that white off even further. So,
Yeah, good thing.
Brilliant.
Well,
Great. Any other questions? Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you very much. Thank you. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the new product pitching. The judges will now go into a huddle, grab a cup of coffee, I think, and recharge the batteries, and we'll make the decisions, and then we'll see you back here at 5 o'clock tonight for the announcement of the winners of the Glee New Product Awards. Thank you, everybody.